As I said yesterday, what the Iranians have showed through their support of terror networks, through their now failed effort to build a nuclear weapon, is that they're just not very good at war. And I think the president really hit the reset button and said, look, let's actually produce long-term peace for the region. That's always been his goal. I actually think when we look back, we will say the 12-day war was an important reset moment for the entire region.
Oh, and welcome back, and you're here with your host, the Conservative Bird, and your co-host, me, Double D, and welcome to our special edition of the Brick Road Podcast.
Hey, welcome everybody, and this is a blessed edition because Trump has brought peace in the Middle East for now. Obviously, nothing's imminent, but for now, for the time being, we can only live in the present. Iran and Israel have come to a ceasefire. Well, they've agreed to it. And then approximately, this was at 6 o'clock p.m. It was announced, and it is, as of recording this, 9 p.m. So by about midnight, 1 o'clock tonight, there should be a complete ceasefire between Iran and Israel.
Absolutely. And just like I said in our last episode, it was a gamble, but you know what? I always say, peace through Marines, man. Yep. Peace through Marines, yep. And it worked.
So the fact that what Trump did, there were zero casualties in what the United States did, and it was effective enough to cause them to think that they could bomb us on Qatar soil, which is so funny because they are allies with Qatar. And as soon as they did that, Qatar said, nah, brother, you're not doing that to us. We're going to hit you right back if you keep doing that on our soil, because we don't want no parts of what's going on between you guys. And it worked because everything they were doing wasn't working for them.
It definitely was not. How many missiles was that? You said 16, right?
No, there was 13 launched from what I heard. I could be wrong. Pretty sure it's 13. 12 were destroyed, and one didn't hit anything, so they didn't care about it.
So it barely made it through. But
so I'll guarantee that one, though, was the thing that set Qatar off.
Oh, yeah, because they were like, what the, they probably WTF'd on that one,
Which,
man. Like,
I'm not going to lie, it's like a chess move on our military's part, for real. They're like, hey, it's not going to do no harm to us, and it's going to piss off Qatar to the fact that they're going to say, hey, you keep messing around, we're going to get involved in this now.
It sounds like a checkmate to me, Bird.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, This is solidifying Trump in the top three almost, to me. Top one or top two for real. And like I said, nothing's for forever. This is just a for now thing, and all we can do is be grateful for now, and this is a victory. So we don't have any video of Trump yet speaking on anything or any audio, but we do have a truth, or I guess, what do they call them? Retruths. We have a retruth from Donald Trump to where once it was all said and done, he came out and congratulated everybody. So, congratulations to everyone. Go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, I love it when you do that. You do that so well. Before you started that, I was gonna say there's probably a good chance he might release a statement live tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't doubt it at all. I mean, he knows 10 o'clock's prime time. He knows what he's doing. He's a prime time man.
Pretty much. But go ahead. Tell us what it says. Do it all from the beginning.
Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed upon between Israel and Iran. All right, we're done with the voice. I can't do it no more.
It's okay. It's good.
That there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, which from now it's more so closer to 3 hours, I believe. When Israel when Israel and Iran would have wound down and completed their progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire. And upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war. Rightfully named because it didn't last long. It wasn't even a war between us. It was a war between Iran and Israel. We stepped in, became the mediators, peace through strength, and that's what we're getting right here.
Absolutely.
During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful on the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will. I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years, which is very true. This could have been another proxy war that could have lasted 20 years and drained millions and millions and billions of dollars out of our economy.
Absolutely.
So
that's right.
It could have destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel, God bless Iran, God bless the Middle East, and God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world. Is this the words of a dictator to you?
No, those are the words of a man who played the right hand, and even both of us, we both questioned it. We did.
Oh, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad I was wrong.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
listen, I wasn't necessarily wrong because I literally said I'm going to have a wait and see attitude about it and hope that he knows what he's doing.
And it sounds to me like he did.
And I'm with it. I'm cool with it.
I would like to point out that this 12-day war was only twice as long as the 6-day war.
That's very true. And you want to know what the craziest thing is? J.D. Vance found out live on air, and we have the clip of it right here. I think it's crazy that you're the vice president and you're in the middle, not necessarily in the middle of a war, more so possibly could have led to that if it would have escalated more. And you find out live on TV that there's a complete ceasefire. It's got to be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, that had to have been pretty cool for JD, man. I love the fact that he's from Ohio, too, dude. I just love that.
I think really he's our next president. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Oh, he is now.
He's next.
This worked. It worked. It worked. You know what?
He's next.
They rolled the dice. The rest of us weren't sure. Some of us questioned it, including myself. And you know what? Like I said, though, if it worked out, he's a hero. Looks like he got a hero's welcome. I love it too.
All right, so let's hear what...
let that clip roll, Bird.
Yep, let's hear what J.D. Vance has to say.
When Donald Trump announced this ceasefire on his Truth Social account. So here's J.D. Vance's reaction to that announcement.
When I left the White House, I thought that we might be able to get it across the finish line before this broadcast, and it looks like the president has been able to do that. I mean, look, he's been working the phone.
Hold on, before we get into it, I'm not going to lie. It looks like he's cheesing for real. It looks like he's a very happy man. Like he's like, wow. He's like, I'm the vice president during one of the greatest regimes of all time.
Instantly. Frankly, before the 12-day war started, but certainly over the past 12 days, the president's been extremely clear about America's national objective here. It is to create a world where Iran cannot build a nuclear weapon. We, of course, destroyed the nuclear program that they had, and the president told the entire team, we're going to work to make sure that they don't try to rebuild that nuclear capability in the future. And look, this is a great thing. For Israel, think about this. They've accomplished an important military objective. They've helped us destroy the Iranian nuclear program. They've also destroyed the conventional missile capability of Iran that threatened the country of Israel. For the Iranians, I think this is a new opportunity to actually pursue the path of peace. As I said yesterday, what the Iranians have showed through their support of terror networks, through their now failed effort to build a nuclear weapon, is that they're just not very good at war. And I think the president really hit the...
true. I love that. He is so right, man. He's so right, Bird. They're obviously not that good at it.
J.D. Vance,
better than us.
J.D. Vance is a bulldog. Like legitimate bulldog, bro. I'm telling you. That's why I wore the hat today. I wore the Vance Trump hat today. He's next up. He's next up. He's our next president.
Yeah, think about that.
I'm calling it right now.
He went from, poverty to the military to law school, to writing a book, to vice president, man. That is what I call the American
dream.
Legit,
he's like one of us.
Yeah, and he's now the vice president.
I love
That's
it.
the American dream.
And he's an Ohio boy.
That part I love the most.
Yeah.
Reset button and said, look, let's actually produce long-term peace for the region. That's always been his goal.
Right.
I
actually think when we look back.
And Trump's literally talked about that like his whole career. And it's crazy because like now that I realize it, he has said for the past 10 years that he feels like Iran should not have nuclear weapons. So this is something that he's been saying.
Consistent.
He's been consistent with his wording. So you can't be mad at the guy. You know, he took a shot. It worked. Hey, that's what presidents do.
And they called his bluff, and he was like,
"Hey, I'm willing to admit I was wrong. I'm with him. He's to me he's got everything going on the right track. As soon as this economy gets booming again, it's a wrap for the liberals. Oh, you guys are smoked."
Dude, as soon as the ceasefire was announced, my crypto went up $300.
I didn't even look at mine yet.
I mean, literally within 5 minutes. I haven't looked at it since. It's been a couple hours since I've looked at it.
Yeah, I haven't looked at mine yet.
I was just talking about my basics, like, Solana, Ethereum, and XRP. I'm just talking about those three basics. Like, they went up. They went up like right away.
That's
so
great. I'm going to check mine out.
I have a feeling by the end of this show and by midnight, we're going to be rolling back on the high end of the green candle for sure.
Hopefully. So, it's also great to see we have a vice president who actually backs Trump with everything he does.
Oh yeah.
Unlike Rhino Pence, who cowered it out on January 6th, knows that he could have done something about the election and decided not to. He knows he has powers that could have been. They couldn't do it with Trump this year because there was nothing to prove.
That's funny. That's a name we haven't heard in a while, but Pence was a weak vice president to begin with, and he certainly was never. I don't think he ever would have been the successor.
I think Trump knew he was weak, but Pence was at least level-headed for most of Trump's presidency, right? And he knew he can use him to get his foot in the door because he's an old school Rhino Republican.
Absolutely, and I think that by choosing Pence at that time, it gave the Rhinos a safety net.
I'll guarantee Mike McCarthy would have rejected Trump if he had the chance to, because he knows he's a threat to him.
Yeah, well, it don't matter no more.
No, and I don't think any other president could have brought this ceasefire to happen.
If they could, they would have.
No,
if they could have, they would have. And honestly, and I know the Democrats, I'd love to see the look on their faces today. I know that they were hoping and praying that, they even had a protest in New York City yesterday and this morning. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
They were all holding Iranian flags.
But what are they?
All look full.
Yeah, no, they don't, because they'll just say, "Oh, he's wrong for it. He should have let the war keep going." Now they're going to be pro-war again. First they were anti-war. First they were pro-war with Ukraine and Russia. Then they're anti-war with Palestine and Israel. Then they're also anti-war with Israel and Iran. But then they're going to end up becoming pro-war with Iran and Israel now that Trump stopped it and got a ceasefire. These people, these Democrats play mental gymnastics. I learned it a long time ago. They don't know what they're talking about ever.
Well, the funny thing about gymnastics is it still requires muscle, and that's not something Democrats have a whole lot of.
That's very true.
In fact, we will say the 12-day war was an important reset moment for the entire region.
Would you be surprised if Iran is sending out signals that it doesn't have a specific ceasefire plan? How would the communication have been with the Iranians to
see? This is the thing I don't like about Fox News. I get it. It's a question that you have to. It's just not a question that's necessary right now.
I agree, but Matt Baer, the one thing I will give him credit for.
Yeah, I mean, I guess whatever, it's fine. Whatever.
He's consistent too. I mean, and when it comes to journalism, he is probably one of the better ones. I mean, like Gutfeld, that guy's comedy.
But here's my thing, right?
But
here's my thing. Here's my thing, right? He asked that question. Does he really think that JD Vance is going to answer that on the news, knowing that Iran could see this and know what to do just in case? Like, it's just a question that's not really necessary to ask, in my opinion.
That is true. I agree with you on that, but I understand why he does it.
Yeah, because it's more of a clickbait moment.
Pretty much. And you know what? If you look at that look on JD Vance's face right now, it's probably the same look that you gave when you saw that.
Definitely.
But we already know that JD is going to swoop it and roll right with it. So
for sure.
We don't even have to see the clip to know. You could tell by the look on his face that he already is like, I got your number, Matt.
Yep.
Yet this level of confidence to put out that detailed statement.
Well, one of the things I've learned, Brett, about the Iranians in the past, 4 or 5 months that I've been in this job is what they say publicly and privately can sometimes be very different. I think what the Iranians have shown very clearly is they don't want this war to go on for much longer. Their air defenses have been totally destroyed. Their conventional missile program has been largely destroyed. And of course, their nuclear program has been obliterated, as I said before. So I think the Iranians are at a place where they don't want to keep on fighting. You saw the president, and I don't have the truth in front of me, but he talked about the next 6 hours finalizing the attacks. I mean, what I think what he's talking about is right now, for the American people watching, it's dark over there. That's typically when the Israelis and the Iranians have been shooting at each other. I think there's some recognition that might continue for another few hours, and tomorrow really is a new day. The end of the 12-day war, the end of the Iranian nuclear program, and I really do believe the beginning of something very big for peace in the Middle East.
So you said totally obliterated. The president has said totally obliterated the Iran nuclear program.
Yeah.
Do you know for sure where all the highly enriched uranium is?
Well, Brett, I think that's actually not the question before us. The question before us is, can Iran enrich the uranium to a weapons-grade level, and can they convert that fuel to a nuclear weapon?
Yes, they can.
And we know, based on the success of our mission, of course, the leadership of the president, but the incredible skill of our military, that the 2 mission objectives are completely successful.
Well, that's the U.S.
I mean, he's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, I mean, they rolled the dice, and you know what? They rolled double sixes, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They rolled the high roll. I mean,
oh man, I'm just glad it worked out in favor for us. Troops didn't have to be deployed.
I had a feeling it was gonna work out, but I was still apprehensive and nervous and scared. But I just, I've been saying it all along, man.
I wasn't nervous or scared. I just had a wait and see attitude about it. I was just hoping it didn't escalate in anything, and it didn't, which is great. Now, with that being said, they could renege on the deal. They could. Just saying.
They could.
But we have to live in the present. We have to live in the present, and they're not. So it's not. You can't think like that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think if they do that, dude, it would be a huge mistake for Iran. And
I do honestly, as well.
If Iran does that, they will become a glass parking lot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
it just is what it is.
I don't think they want that, and I think they know that, though.
I mean, I got to say this, because you're not old enough. You were just a baby but you weren't even born, actually, when this started, to be honest. My entire life, all I have heard coming out of Iran since 1979, and keep in mind, I was 11 years old, 10 and 11 years old. So I remember it like it was yesterday. All I have heard was death to America, death to Israel, death to America, death to Israel, death to Christians, death to Jews, death to the Western world.
It's not
coming
good
from these guys.
It's not good. It's just not good.
And then I watched Barack Obama and Joey B. And this is my tribute to Joey B today.
I got my feelings.
I won't use the F word, but you all know what it means. And they both appeased Iran, and it was a very cowardice and very weak move. So for 47 years, all I have heard is how much they hate my country.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't feel sorry for Iran. I'm glad their nuclear capability is gone. Thank God. And all these people who are out there protesting for Iran, You look like a fool today.
Yep, you really do. And don't do that.
That's right. Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't do that.
Maybe you imbeciles will learn your lesson one day. Maybe you won't. Who knows? I'm not here to teach it to you. I'm just here to show you the truth.
Well, if I'm flipping a coin or rolling the dice on Democrats ever getting their shit together, I'm going to have to say they're not. But hey, we can hope, we can pray, we can wish. But you know what they say? If you wish in one hand and poop in the other, guess which one fills up faster?
Yep. And with that being said, before we get out of here,
roll.
And, I think we can end it. We pretty much covered what they were going to talk about in here anyway just now.
Pretty much. I mean, this guy, I don't even know who this guy is anyway.
Nobody. So, with that being said, please make sure to hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe, and smash the notification. It's literally the free and easy way to make this channel grow as big as possible.
Absolutely, y'all. Absolutely. That's how we do it here.
And with that being said, I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank my family, Double D, and all of you for joining us.
And as always, Bird, thank you for joining me on this podcast tonight. Thanks our audience, and I know it was a short one, so it was easy for you all to stick around tonight. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and for this blessing of peace and ceasefire that he brought with us tonight. And on that, good night, y'all.
All right, everybody, have a good one. Peace.